cars, yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So watch out, Dave Gardner, very impressive that he was quick. For fifth, they're side by side. John Pearson v Dave Gardner, and Dave Gardner gets down the inside of Pearson to get to that position. But here come the leaders then. Joe Wilmot's not that far behind the leader after one lap. The gap is 1.4 seconds between him and James Haxton. Jonathan Smare is third. Well clear of Andrew Moore at the moment. For fifth, John Pearson coming back at Noel Leonard. A great tow for the second of the turners, which is Jamie Mason.
I thought it was going to be a Turner sandwich there, and they both get past safely.
And Brian Arkless is up to 8th, so he's going better than yesterday. Rick Wilmot is 9th and 10th, but not a good start for Paul Mortimer.
So yeah, John Pearson was monstered by both Turners going into Rich's there, so he's dropped down by 2 places. So we'll wait and see when we get the first flying lap times, but everybody's safely through the first lap, apart from poor old Mark Holm, who I don't know whether he managed to come round and pull in or not, but
he's in the pit lane.
Yeah, he's in the pit lane.
Joe Wilmot is catching James Haxton quite rapidly here. So the gap was 1.5 seconds. They're on the infield now. It's less than 1.5 seconds, I'd suggest. So getting more used to this car. Joe Wilmot getting quicker and quicker.
So the next target for the Turners, the 2 white Turners who are hunting as a pack, is the E-Type Jaguar. That's the next one to get past of Andrew Moore. So the Jaguar's got about 4 times the cubic capacity of the Turners, but the Turners are probably about a quarter of the weight of the E-Type.
Meanwhile, the leaders are together as they headed off down the Bentley Straight. So Joe Wilmot has caught James Haxton. Can he challenge as they go down towards Broderick? There's plenty of the race to go. He doesn't need to do it quickly, but he's right there. So the 2 Austin Healey's out front. Asking again, Joe Wilmot.
Easy to spot, of course, the red Healy leading the dark green Healy, and So third place Healy of Jonathan Smare, just not quite up on the pace of the first 2. Then it's still the Moore Jaguar, and then it's Gardner and Mason in the 2 Turners. But yeah, as you say, Brian Arculus having a much better race than yesterday. He's going with the Turners. So what's Brian Arculus' lap time? He's quicker than
Jonathan Smare in third.
Yeah, he is. So Brian Arculus and Gardner and Mason in the 2 Turners, worth watching. Although I don't think they're not going to be able to catch Haxton and Wilmot, are they?
They could get certainly a battle for the podium.
Yeah, I think so, for that 3rd place on the podium. So Jonathan Smare needs to go as fast as he can to try and at least maintain that gap between him and the pursuing pack.
Of course, the advantage that he and Andrew Moore have got, like you said earlier.
And there's a challenge for the lead. As we've seen before, it's one thing catching, another thing getting past. They go behind the big tree from us. No change in the lead at the moment. So it's still Haxton from Wilmot.
Yeah, so the problem that the Turners are going to have, and Brian Arculus is loath to pass in the more powerful cars, which obviously get away on the straights, so they'll have to do all their movement in the corners, but Dave Gardner is right there with Andrew Moore, but the race leaders are heading off down the Bentley Straight, down towards the Brundle and Nelson S's complex, and so James Haxton's in front. Joe Wilmot is catching, so he's been able to, well, they dropped away a bit, I'd suggest, going down. James Jonathan Smith in third. Into fourth position has come Dave Gardner, although Andrew Moore accelerates back ahead of him. So onto lap 4 of the race, James Haxton is leading, Joe Wilmot is second, third is Jonathan Smith, fourth was Dave Gardner across the line. I think Andrew Moore in the E-Type accelerated back ahead of him. We'll check that as they come back into our view, whether the Turner did get ahead of the Jaguar in the end, and he did, so he's got back in front of Dave Gardner, but the E-Type's got so much more straight line speed. He goes up the inside into Agostini, but I'm sure Dave Gardner will break later, although the E-Type's there, so it's going to be awkward for Dave Gardner, who's on the outside line, to go right round the outside of the E-Type.
Oh, side by side.
But the E-Type's going to have the power up.
The E-Type's got the power, as you said, Josh, and pulls back into that place, and Brian Arculus is virtually with them now, isn't he?
Yes.
So there's going to be a three-way battle between the Jaguar, the Turner and the Lotus.
Yeah, he and Gardner have got into the 24s in this race, which is a pretty good effort.
Meanwhile, the lead battle should be just heading under the bridge very shortly. Here it comes, under the entry bridge, heading down. He'll be pretty tired if they're at it like this for the whole of this race. 10 minutes gone. 20 minutes.
He's out over the curb, so on the edge of the corner, but James Haxton's going to fight back, and he is back in front. So that bold effort from Joe Wilmot did not pay off for him. He went round the outside of corner, but couldn't get the car slowed down for Murray's. So James Haxton is still in front of a real battle that has broken out. Is it a tougher battle up front than it was yesterday for James Haxton, with Joe Wilmot desperately trying to find a way through. Jonathan there comes past in third place. Behind him as a single left
Yeah, a bit breathless that, wasn't it? So we'll wait for the leaders to come back into sight. So that cost, I think, Wilmot some time. Not quite sure why, but certainly he's not in a challenging... Oh, and is the car slowing? I think drama here, it looks to me like the Wilmot car is slowing. It was certainly slow out of the corner there. Whether he's got gear selection problems or something else, but the gap between first and second has gone out significantly.
Yeah, he's still going at a decent pace, isn't he? But
yeah, but...
he's sped up again? I don't know.
It looked to me like he was very slow out of the corner. We'll have to see, but certainly it's a much more comfortable lead now for James Haxton than it was on the previous lap, or previous half lap.
Battle for fourth is interesting with the Jaguar E-Type up.
And that might be the battle for third shortly, if
we'll see.
If the Wilmot car has problems.
It's sort of that same gap behind still at the end of the straight.
Well, it's possible sliding down through towards the bomb hole and then coming back into our sight, and we'll see them round Coram very shortly. Certainly across the line. Three directions at the moment. So here the leaders coming down to complete lap 5. Lap time at 2:21.439 and a 2:22.8.
So actually, Joe Wilmot was almost as quick as he'd been already.
He was, yeah.
James Haxton's found a lot of pace.
So it was Haxton going quicker rather than Wilmot going slower.
Absolutely to together across the line for fifth between Brian Arculus and Dave Gardner. Gardner in the toe of the Lotus. The Lotus got a little bit more power, maybe a little straight line speed, but probably a bit of a slippery body, isn't it?
Yeah, not a lot of difference. A very long time driver in this car, and he'll be very unusual car.
He's dropping away at the beginning of the lap, so whether he's struggling through the hairpins for some reason.
Yeah, maybe he can't get lower gears or whatever, but having talked to some of the Healy drivers, they only use 2 gears around here anyway, because the engine's got so much torque.
Jamie Mason is catching that group in front of him, so we're going to get 4 cars for 4th. Agostini at the moment, Andrew Moore's E-Type holding up Brian Arculus and